What is going on, world? My name is Jeffrey Lopez and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're here to talk about my favorite 5 photography applications. As a photographer, there's times where I'm going out somewhere really quick and I forget to bring my bag and there's this shot and I'm just like, mother, which is a bad habit of mine, and I'm definitely working on that. But there's no excuse to not taking pictures, especially with these smartphones. I mean, there's a lot of technology inside of them. So let's go over the photo apps to take that perfect shot. So the first app that I'm going to recommend is the Camera Plus 2. Like, this thing is pretty powerful. It actually lets you fully go manual on this. This thing has a lot to offer. You know, you have your digital zoom, your grid, your levels, geotagging, and if you go into advanced controls, you can go full manual, which you have complete control over your shutter speed and of course your ISO, which is something that I would recommend. If you're not familiar with any of those settings, then I mean, definitely look it up. That way you take full advantage, but I just think it's pretty cool. So you can adjust your shutter speed over here. Here's your ISO. You can manually focus as well. Also, another thing too is that you can shoot in RAW. So the way you would go about shooting in RAW is you go to quality and format, and of course I have high quality, and then save your raw photo. Now keep in mind that this is going to take up more memory. Definitely worth it, I mean, especially for processing. So I'm not going to go too into details, but there's a lot that you can do. I mean, it has your portrait modes and macro modes. If you want to do more than what your cell phone camera can do, then I highly recommend you guys download this. Alright, so we're going to launch the TouchRetouch application, and I love this application because it removes anything that you don't want in your picture, and it does a pretty good job. So I already have an image that's imported here. I took this in Iceland, and I love this picture. I just don't like the yellow pole and then the little fence poles that are on there. So if you look at your menu system, you have your brush, your lasso, your eraser, and so I'm just going to go ahead and pick the brush, and if you go to settings, you can adjust the size of the brush. But I'm just gonna leave it right there just to show you guys really quick. So what you do is you just press over the item or object that you don't want and you just brush on top of it. I'll show you guys exactly the magic. And what I do like about this is that when you're doing this, it zooms in so you know not to go overboard, and that way when it erases it, it doesn't look crazy. So all you do is once you finish highlighting the areas that you don't want, you just click go, and the magic happens. It just erased everything. I think this is an awesome application. So if you're used to the Adobe Lightroom, then you're gonna love the Lightroom app. It's personally one of my favorites because I'm so used to using Lightroom. So one of the cool things too is that if you want to go ahead and take a picture, you can actually set it up if you want to shoot it in JPEG or if you want to shoot it in RAW, which of course it's better for processing. Alright, so I'm not going to go too into details because this could actually go on for a long time. It has so many settings just like the desktop. You have your exposure, your contrast, your highlights, all that good stuff. If you want to do the tone curve, mess with it, and also your RGB. You know, you have your remove chromatic aberration, also your lens correction. And another cool thing about this is that you can actually import your presets that you would have on your desktop. It would sync via the cloud. Like I said, I'm not going to go too into details, but if you're very familiar with Lightroom, then you're going to love this app. Alright, so if you don't know how to control your camera settings like ISO, manual, and whatnot, then I definitely recommend VSCO. You can definitely expose and change all those settings, but if you want something quick where you can apply filters, I'll show you a quick example. This is a building that I took in my city, and there's a bunch of presets that you can add and go with the tones that, you know, that match your needs. And keep in mind that you can also purchase other ones. I haven't done it because I don't really use this that often. I try to do everything on Lightroom, but it does come in handy when I need something quick to go to. And over here you can, you know, change your exposure and your contrast and all that good stuff that you can do in majority of these applications. But yeah, so this one's good because it's free and I like free. And now last but not least, because there is tons of apps that you can go to, but these are personally my favorite 5, is your slow shutter. Now I know you could do this on the Camera Plus 2 app, but I just like the way this one, you know what? Instead of me talking, let me go show you. Alright, so when you pull up your settings, you're going to want to change a couple of options. I have it at HD 1080. And then also you can change your aspect ratio, which I use 16:9. Another thing that I like about this is the self timer, because if you don't have like a tripod or anything like that, then you're gonna want to avoid vibration. So when you're in capture mode, you have 3 different settings. You got low light, light trail, and motion blur. For this demonstration, I'm just gonna show the light trail. I'm gonna use the headlights of the cars. Again, this is not the best composition, but it's just so you guys could get an idea. You could actually get pretty creative with this and paint with the lights and stuff. So this app is pretty cool. I like it. Alright guys, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.